Century-old water main infrastructure poses a challenge for communities nationwide. In fact, much of the country's potable water mains are nearing the end of their useful life, a contributing factor in 4.7 million water main breaks in the U.S. since 2000. The city's water distribution system is comprised of 300 miles of pipes that convey water to residents and businesses. The Water Resources Division works day and night to keep the complex water system running smoothly.
The water distribution system is a 24/7 operation that we have emergency workers on call and on shift at the later hours of the day to respond to emergencies. And staff have to be ready at the middle of the night. We get calls at 11 p.m., at 3 a.m., and sometimes guys come in and they're working from 11 p.m. at night all the way through to the next day. So it's important to understand that this is not something that rests. We all need water at all times.
When dealing with water distribution, water main breaks are an unfortunate reality that must be dealt with quickly and efficiently. Part of the solution comes by understanding why these breaks occur.
Typically in the colder months, we'll experience a spike in water main breaks. Some of that's due to lower temperatures in the freezing range, but also unique rain events where we get a lot of rain and the ground gets saturated. We tend to notice more main breaks during that time.
The pipes range in ages. There are actually some pipes in the ground from the late 1800s. In general, the average age is about 44 years old, but a lot of the expansion in our distribution system occurred in the post-World War I and post-World War II eras. The majority of those pipes were installed with cast iron. A study done by Utah State surveyed 188 water utilities, and from that data, they determined that cast iron is one of the pipe materials most susceptible to breakage.
With such an old system in place, it's not a matter of if a break will occur, but when. Fortunately, when a break does occur, the Water Resources Division is prepared with a plan of action.
This is Control Tower with City of Santa Barbara, just requesting an emergency mark now.
As soon as they receive a call, city distribution crews deploy a rapid response.
This is 638 Control Tower. What can I do for you?
Can you please investigate a possible WD1 at East Haley?
10-4, 638. They would give me a location. I would go into my office and I would look at our MAPS program, get the information of the size of the main, how many people are going to be affected. It could be a kidney dialysis center or the hospital or something like that. And those are special cases. We would have to deal with those in a special type of way. I would go out and get the information on the maps, go out into the field, initiate a shutdown, close the street if necessary, if the water main break has damaged the street in any way. And then I would call in appropriate staff, let the supervisors and the managers know, and we would start initiating repairs, call out the utility companies for emergency mark and locate, and we would go out and we would dig it up and fix it.
Before digging can begin, the city must locate the utilities and shut off the proper valves to stop the flow of water. Once traffic control is set up, crews can begin to repair the break. After the repair is complete, water sampling is performed to ensure that water quality is up to appropriate standards, and information is collected to help identify the cause of the break.
We'll take the data we collect during the incident for the main break and we'll use that data to help track our failures in our system, and we'll input that information into our GIS so we can map it out and plan for water main replacement efforts.
The crews who carry out this operation have years of hands-on experience and are also highly trained and certified as water distribution operators.
The state of California administers a certification program. They actually administer 4 programs. One is for water distribution operators. There's another one for water treatment operators, another for wastewater treatment operators, and yet another for wastewater collections operations. The qualifications range from 1 to 5, and in order to qualify to take a particular exam, you have to demonstrate that you have successfully completed the necessary coursework and that you have the required amount of on-the-job experience. So in order to get to the highest level of certification, you're still going to need 5 to 6 years of on-the-job experience in order to reach that level. Once you've obtained a certain certification level, then you also have to get continuing hours that show that you are staying current with the latest technologies and regulations, and so that you're aware of what is happening in the water industry.
The city's preventative maintenance program includes regularly exercising water distribution system valves to ensure they are operable.
So water mains have isolation valves that are used to minimize disruption during a water main break, and also to control the system if there's any need for a scheduled shutdown. We exercise 7,500 valves biannually, so we make a significant effort to exercise our valves and make sure that they're working properly so that we can minimize disruption to the city.
In recent years, we have had main breaks around 60 to 80 per year. That's trending downward from a period of 1986 to 1995. We experienced an average of 105 main breaks. So council set a policy to replace 1% of the city's pipelines each year. And so we're starting to see results from the proactive approach of taking the mains that are more problematic and break more frequently and putting new pipe in the ground and seeing less breaks.
The City Council has a policy to replace 1% of the system each year, which equates to 3 miles of pipeline annually.
Our goal is to minimize any disruptions in service, to respond to the emergency as quickly as possible, to make the repairs as safely and quickly as possible. In the long run, we are working for our customers, and we want our customers to experience as few service disruptions as possible and as minimal of a service disruption as possible.